welcome back to my channel. Thank you for watching. Today's makeup tutorial is going to be a talk through. It's the first one that I've ever done. It's going to be a really beautiful vampy look. I'm going to do a really dramatic smoked out winged liner with a deep purple lip. And if you want to kind of get ready with me for this sort of glammed out vampy lip look, please keep watching. Alright, so I'm going to just clip my hair back so that I don't get any foundation or anything in it. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to prep my skin with this spray from Urban Decay. This is the name is so long I always have to look at it. It's the B6 Vitamin Infused Complexion Prep Spray. You actually put it on before you use your moisturizer. So you just do a couple of spritzes like that and then just let it sit for a second. And then I'm going to go in with my moisturizer. I keep my moisturizer in these little containers because my skin gets really dry this time of year and through the winter. I like to moisturize throughout the day or else my skin just starts kind of flaking and stuff. I'm going to start with the eyes because I'm doing this smoky winged liner. I'm using some dark shadows, so if there's fallout I don't want it to mess up the foundation or concealer. So I'm going to prep my eyes with MAC's Paint Pot. This is Soft Ochre. You can use a concealer to prep your eyes, but I really like these paint pots. I like these paint pots because they help the product really stick. And this color is great for somebody with my skin tone or lighter or even a little bit darker than me. Gets rid of any kind of veins or capillaries that are standing out on your eyes so you can see the difference between both my eyes. This one has kind of a reddish tint and I have olive skin, but it's very pale, like it's very fair and it's very translucent so you can see through it. So although I tan easily, in the wintertime I look kind of like a ghost. I'm using Anastasia Beverly Hills Artist Palette. This palette is really beautiful. It's limited edition, but I still have seen it on the Sephora website, so you can still get it. It's really reasonable. It's $39 Canadian. You get all these shadows, and they're amazing quality. You can see there's a lot of variations of colors here. I'm going to stick with the sort of neutrals and these plums. I'm also going to work with the black here. First thing I'm going to do is work on my crease color. I'm going to use the color Dusty Rose, and I'm taking my Sigma E40 brush. This is an amazing blending brush. It's very fluffy. It's got that dome top, and this is really good for buffing out and diffusing color. So I'm just going to pat this on the pan, shake off the excess, and then I'm going to start working the product into my crease. I'm concentrating most of the work on the outer corner and then slowly bringing it to the inner corner of my eye, but I'm not going to pass this section here. So I'm going to blend here and then stop, because I do want to leave this area really bright. Whenever you're doing looks like this, it's a great idea to just use a little bit of product at a time and then build up to where you want it to be. Make sure if there's any harsh edges that you blend out most of the color that's on your brush, and then you can always go back in with no additional product and just buff out those edges. Go into the other eye. I love this Dusty Rose color. I typically go for something more orange, but because I'm working with the plums and I'm using black, it's kind of nice with the dark purple lip to have something a little bit monochromatic. And this dusty pink really blends in well with that. The next color that I'm going in with is called Aubergine. Right here it's this plummy color, and I'm going to use MAC's 217 brush. This is one of my favorite brushes of all time. It's very flat, and you really can kind of get in the crease there, but because it's densely packed like the fluffy blending brushes, you also can do some circular blending too. I'm going to wiggle my brush into there, and I'm stopping right at the high point here of my lid. And then once it's packed on as much as I want it to be, I'm going to take no additional product, and then I'm slowly going to wiggle my brush so it curves a little bit on my eyelid, but again I'm going even less as far, so the Dusty Rose went to here and the Aubergine is going to stop about a 1/4 inch back. No additional product, and then just wiggle. And really don't be afraid to take your time with this. The more time you take and the more blending that you do, the better it's going to look. Now I'm taking a very tapered blending brush. This one is from Quo, but any tapered, tightly packed blending brush will do just fine. And you're going to take coal again, just by itself, without any of the purple, and you're going to do the same thing, but you're going to aim your color even lower down. So I'm really going to press this into my lash line. And once you've done that, you're going to take a business card or the edge of something. I'm actually going to just use the little card that comes with the false lashes. We're going to use the sharp edge to help us blend. I see a lot of people on YouTube using tape. This is another way to get that really sharp line without having to put tape on your face. You're going to line up this card to your eye, close your eye, and then you can also blend up a little bit. And then when you take it away, you have that smoked out liner, and we're going to clean it up after the fact. But again, just another little trick to get the smoked liner without using your tape. For the last bit of dimension on this eye, I'm going to take this color called Punch Fuchsia. I love it. It is so bright and poppy. And again, I'm just doing this more as a guide, just so the shadow isn't going everywhere. But you're going to close your eye, and you see you've made a bit of a V here. You're just going to pat this close to the center of your lid. And then you're going to go back in with your blending brush, and you're just going to blend everything together. We're going to clean up the smoked out liner now. I'm using their Real Remover. This just looks like a little moisturizer, but it's amazing at removing makeup. And I'm just going to rub a little in a Q-tip. If you don't have this remover in particular, a cold cream or a moisturizer will actually work just as well. And then I'm just going to use this just to... I am going to do my lid. This color, I'm going to use the Beigely color. So I'm just taking this on a flat shader brush, and I'm just going to pack this on. I'm going to start on the inner corner of my eye. It's okay if a little bit runs underneath my eyes because it kind of brightens up the area. And you can always clean up the excess after because we're not wearing foundation yet. So I'm going to pat this and then slowly pat towards the inner corner. Alright, now we can curl our lashes. And just applying some mascara. It doesn't have to be anything fancy because I'm putting false lashes over top. The lashes today I'm going to use Ardell's 124s in black. They're just kind of got these little spiky edges, which I think look really cool. Sorry, I had to stop the camera for a minute because my eyelash fell off. It has been one of those days. I'm actually really glad I'm doing this video because I haven't done a talk through yet, and it's good practice for me because now I'm looking at myself and I'm trying to think, did I forget anything that I wanted to do before I moved on to foundation? I don't think so, so I'm gonna move forward. First thing I'm gonna do before I put on my foundation or concealer is I'm gonna take care of these dark circles here. Normally I would use an orange tinted concealer, but I wanted to show you this trick that I use with red lipstick. This red lipstick is from Rimmel. It's called the Kiss of Life. Red lipstick is not something I use all the time when I'm concealing dark circles, but it does work. You just have to make sure that it's a matte formula. So all I'm going to do is kind of blot a bit into the inner corners under my eyes. And then taking my ring finger, I'm just going to slowly blend out. I really only use this technique like days where I really need it, and I really need it today. For foundation, I'm going to use MAC's Studio Sculpt with SPF 15 in it. I am the color NC25. I'm actually in between NC25 and NC30. I'm going more for the fairer side of what I am because it's that time of year and I'm starting to get fair. So when I put on my foundation, I'm just going to dot it all over my face, but I'm going to concentrate a little bit more where I've put this red lipstick. Just to really make sure that I cover it up. And then, of course, we're going over it anyways with foundation. So I'm just going to pat on this foundation. You can see I have some little friends here from the Halloween candy. I know there's a lot of people out there that say that you can't get blemishes from junk food, but I'm actually one of those people that if I eat junk food, it shows all over my face. So I'm going to take my F80 blending brush from Sigma, and I'm going to spray a little bit more of that Vitamin Prep spray. Kind of works similar to the Fix Plus from MAC. And it's just going to help me break up the foundation. And I'm going to buff this all in. The Studio Sculpt foundation is, it's not full coverage. It's really more medium coverage, but it's still a thicker consistency. So I do like to use a vitamin water or a prep spray to break it up a little bit, so it's not so thick, because even with those blemishes, I really don't need that much coverage. For concealers, I'm using my LA Girl Pro HD concealers. These are my go-to. Normally I use Natural, which is a pinkier concealer, but I've already used the red lipstick underneath my eyes, so I don't need to do any more redness there. So I'm going to go in with the Creamy Beige, which is a little bit yellower in tone. And I like to apply this with my fingers and then blend it out with a brush or a makeup sponge. I'm really going to pack this on. I like using a little extra concealer when I do these dark eye looks. I really like the under part of my eye to pop. I really like this look for a date night. I'm going to be using a darker lipstick just because that's me, but you could put a nude lipstick or a baby pink lipstick. That would also look really beautiful with this look. Go back here. I'm just going to take the applicator just to apply a little more here. To blend out, I'm going to use my MAC 130 stipple brush. It also works great for blending out cream products. I'm just using a really light hand when I'm blending out. Once you put on all that concealer and foundation, the red lipstick, you really want to make sure you set everything because you don't want any creasing under your eyes. I'm going to use my Anastasia Beverly Hills contour palette. This is a custom one that I did. I'm going to use, I usually use yellow. This is very yellow for me. So I always like tap into that, and then I tap a little bit of this vanilla color. I think this yellow one here is called Mellow Yellow. And I'm just going to pat this underneath. And then for my forehead, I'm just taking a little bit of the vanilla, and I'm just going to blend some of that there and down my nose, my upper lip, on my chin. For bronzer, I'm going to use my Too Faced Chocolate Soufflé bronzer. It smells so good. And I'm using this Sonia Kashuk little contour brush. It's kind of cute. It's just a short stubby brush. My last two videos I kind of just did a blended look in terms of bronzer. So today I'm going to do a little bit more of a proper contour. So I'm wiggling this into my cheekbone hollow, really packing in the color. And then I like to make a little bit of a curve just to sort of hug my cheekbone. It's just something personally that I like. Same thing on the other side. Just kind of pack in that color. Do the same thing on my forehead. And create that little curve around my cheekbone. For blush, I'm using Tarte's Amazonian Clay Blush in Exposed. It is a nude blush with a hint of plum in it. I love Tarte blushes so much. I'm such a huge fan. And just taking this on a really fluffy brush, I'm going to aim most of the color here on the back side of the cheekbones, a little less on the apples, because we're going to let that purple lip color really stand out. So it's just a little bit here. And you can kind of bring it up to the edge of your eyebrow. My highlight is MAC's Soft and Gentle. I wonder if it looks as beautiful on screen as it is in person. It is, I'm pretty sure this is my favorite highlighter. Yeah. I'm gonna say that, and then I'm gonna turn off the camera, and then I'm gonna be like, I can think of 5 more that are my favorites. I'm just gonna sweep this on the tops of my cheekbones and kind of follow the same line that I did for the bronzer and the blush. I'm going to take a flat edger brush and I'm going to use the plum color, the aubergine, and I'm just gonna slowly draw an edge line out on the bottom part of my eye. Really precise, nothing too thick. And then I'm taking the 217 that we used before for all the blending in here, no additional product, and I'm just gonna run that along to break up the pigment a little bit. Oh, we have a clump. Don't you hate that? Your mascara is looking so good and then boom, a clump. So we are done with the face, we are done with the eyes. Like I said, this look will look great with just a nude lipstick. It will look great with a baby pink lipstick, but I want to go for something a little bit more dramatic. This definitely speaks a little bit more to my aesthetic. The lipstick I'm using today is a cream lip stain from Sephora. It is a gorgeous color and it dries matte, but it almost has a bit of a metallic kind of sheen to it. My lips first with Vino from MAC. It's a lip pencil. It doesn't match the lipstick at all, but I like to line my lips first before I put anything on. I know, right? You weren't expecting that. It's so pretty. Okay, beauties, so this is the final look. I hope you enjoyed this talk through, get ready with me type video. I'm actually going to do these a lot more often because I want to get better at it. Definitely know how to do makeup. Definitely don't know how to put on my makeup and talk at the same time, I've realized. So I hope you still enjoyed this tutorial. I really do love this look. I think it's really beautiful. Yeah, I went for the bold lip, but like I said, you can use something that's a little bit more neutral if that is your style. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below. Don't forget to subscribe, give the video a thumbs up, and thank you so much for your support, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!